Hello, everyone, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns 2. Today we've got another Zelda 2 Randomizer Max Rando Tournament 2023 Swiss Round 4 here between MiRai and traiLZ. I'm starting with me in comms tonight is Melee. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing alright myself. Looking forward to a good race here. This is our final match in Swiss, being the final match of Swiss Round 4, which is also the last Swiss round. So this should be a fun one. This is our 3-0 matchup as well, so
Yep,
it'll be fun to
traiLZ.
see how they do.
Yep, traiLZ and MiRai. This is going to be a good one.
Yep. Alright, but I'll set them up here. And we'll see what kind of nonsense they get today. So for everyone in chat's doing well, lots of points in that production I see. And this should be entertaining. Anything particularly you want to see out of the Seeds flags? Backstreet of being what it is.
Uh, well, I mean, we already know what they start with, but we'll let you guys. Well, I guess you guys can see the trackers too. I'm wondering. I want to see if something like maybe it being boots locked or something, or that may not be specific to the flags, but something it would be neat to see, I guess.
That would be fun. As we do start in the okay, we're on the southern coast. This is a dried canyon. traiLZ needs to get his butt moving. Apparently, you good there? And there's trophy key for MiRai.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now traiLZ has gotten going.
Yeah, so we're starting with the hammer, the key, and the shield spell out of what I assume is Mido. As such, I have we have the medicine mark because we're not going to be finding that here.
Nope, P-Bag here is a 300-point P-Bag, 4 hearts, 5 lives, so not going to have to worry too much about game overs for these two today.
Actually,
100-point P-Bag certainly helps.
It was actually 5 lives, but...
Yeah, 5 lives, sorry. Yeah, 4 hearts, 5 lives, 5 gems, any key, hammer, shield spell is not something they really need, but I guess it doesn't worry about finding the medicine.
Yeah, and the shield spell is never a bad thing to have. And speaking of the medicine, that's Medicine Cave on MiRai's side.
Yep. We've also seen, I believe that's Saria pretty close by. I think we saw both ends of it just barely with the northern end on his screen. 150 points for traiLZ. So we'll see what spells there. Nice thing about this start is that we start at the very southern end of a dried canyon, so we know where we are relative to the map. We don't have to worry about, because sometimes because a lot of times with biomes, you get dumped somewhere in the middle of it, and you have to figure out where you are relative to the map, so you don't actually miss something, because it's quite common for someone to just never walk within sight of a landmark for any number of reasons, just because you just never quite routed it in a way that it appeared on your screen in any fashion that registered in your brain as, oh, hey, there's something over there I should look at.
Yeah, just being one tile away from something showing up on screen, that's never happened before.
Definitely not. As a kid, oh, that's a magic shark, can't complain.
Nope, definitely not.
Being up base, since I guess he doesn't feel like walking back out of here. It is a dried canyon, so getting in and out of places is pretty free. As there's that magic jar for traiLZ, who also obeys. Medicine Cave is a bit of pain to get back out of, so not gonna bother.
Yeah, and with the world being kind of wide open, it's not like they went that far in the overworld to begin with. So.
Also, shout out to traiLZ using a newer sprite at least today. This is the Aniru sprite, I believe. Developed by Irene. Very nice. Thunder in Saria. Alright, that's free. Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, unfortunately, traiLZ is feeling a little bit under the weather today, so hopefully he'll be alright. If I have told him that that if he ends up feeling terrible during the race, to just to let us know, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, which seems fitting since we're in Saria right now.
Which has several bridges, yes.
I was thinking about the big one, though can't even make that one right now.
Can't make it, don't need to, because it's a dried canyon.
Right.
Thunders are actually castable, I think, for trails there at Magic 3. I believe that was a 64 cost.
Wow.
Not yet for MiRai, though it doesn't much matter right this second, so...
Yeah. And that's Hard Container Cave, I believe?
I keep forgetting which one's which among the caves. No hint on King's Tomb.
And the important thing is that it's a cave that has an item in it.
Yep.
And our runners are pretty much more or less in lockstep right now.
Pretty much, both of them in this cave here. 200 point P-back for trails. Nothing spectacular. No 1,000 point P-back so far seen, but 200 and 500 ain't bad.
It was 200 and 300, I believe. It was 150, 200, and 300 were the ones we had seen.
Okay, mix those up. See, not too bad. Nothing huge, but they're all good.
Yeah. Like no 50s, no 20s, no.
It's not, 50, 100, and 1,000, which is a very lopsided distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, pair of caves here. That's a pass-through. And that is another pass-through. Yay!
Oop, there's the grass tile, though.
With magic jar number 3!
Wow, okay. We got a lot of magic here.
Speaking of rounding around, the canyons can be a little funny depending on which, squares you walk near. As we see the upper end of both of those caves. Fun spot for a town kind of tucked away as you get Cave to Maze Island about midway up the canyon, I think. A little ways north of Saria. Bill's going to take a look as MiRai is in one of our other item caves here, just south of traiLZ's present position, as he finds Rauru, which has Reflect. Alright, well that's free.
Yeah, and also necessary, unless you're actively wanting to avoid P4.
Pretty much, as we get across from MiRai, which you really don't need, but okay.
It's not a bad thing to have. I mean, we'll see how prevalent those invisible moas end up being in the east. But I guess it wouldn't really matter too much unless in certain caves, unless you have Candle too.
Alright, I found this in the garbage. So I don't call it garbage, but anyhow. Yes, you're saying, noting in chat, getting ready is probably needed with how many magic jars they've got. Probably. Not that it's a particular issue right now, because they've got 6 magic jars 6 minutes in. It's silly.
I mean, like, traiLZ has 7.
Oh yeah, he has 7, I miscounted. Yeah, because we found 3 of the things here in the West. And MiRai isn't far from it, isn't far from Stonehenge either for his third.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Reflect picked up for them both. trailZ is over here, going to pick up his cross soon. That is not a hint from MiRai.
Yeah, I don't think we had seen any hints so far.
Nope, not to my knowledge. As there's the cross for trailZ picked up. And MiRai should find... Well, there's Maze Island, and he decides nope.
Or never mind.
Or maybe not. There is sound. Just quiet from the game. Turn MiRai up some.
Yeah, but MiRai's not heading towards that grass tile, but we do have a dungeon. Looks like that's P1.
Yep, that is P1, and no big deal right now for that magic jar. Not like he needs to use it, really, for anything particular.
P1 doesn't have a magic jar on the statue.
I meant not P1 jar. I meant the Stonehenge magic container.
Oh, right. Well, enemies drop keys for all the relevance that has.
Not a lot, given they started with the Yeti key. Immediate divergence. Immediate fork here, not immediate divergence.
Yeah, this is about as far from divergence as you can get.
Just a bit. They're almost exactly synced. Chill's deciding to use Thunder on the Iron Knuckle because he can. MiRai is still at Magic 1, and Thunder, I think, is not quite castable through close. It's 92, which it's 6 jars is actually just barely castable, never mind. Had to do the math for a sec. This, whatever this is, I'm forgetting the name of this enemy, trolling a little bit. But there we go. Taking a lot of hits, too. There's a death for traiLZ.
Right, we're talking about the dancing bears?
Yeah, those things. Whatever their real name is. Someone in chat knows.
Mm-hmm.
The prediction actually ended a perfect 50-50 split as we get a very, very, very fast force head.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Horsehead rolled a little bit up on health, but not... Even with attack 3, it's not too much to deal with. Okay, so... Right, I keep forgetting that this is a thing where there's the dungeon can continue on after the gem spot.
Yep. Okay, and yeah, since they're beating palaces this early in the seed, both gonna go and get a bit more experience before taking place in the gem to get the experience. This Joe's gonna take attack 4, and that'll be magic 4 off it for him as well. That'll be magic 2 for MiRai. I don't know if it's magic 2 or magic 3. Or no, that's attack 4, never mind.
Yeah.
So magic 3's. Magic 2's really cheap. MiRai should probably get that soon. He doesn't know what Thunder is. Not well, it's pricey, but even more castable at Magic 3 and Magic 4, at least. I didn't see it at Magic 2. I wouldn't call 64 cheap, but also they have a lot of magic jars. So,
and we have the item right here, and it's an extra.
Nope, just not helpful. And Fox, see that. Yes, items can be behind bosses like that.
What was that? What was that spell on Rando? I saw like maybe one letter of it.
I didn't catch it either. I was reading Discord at the time. Still 64 Thunder at Magic 4, though not too surprising because it dropped immediately and costed either Magic 2 or Magic 3. Cave! Really?
Wow. All 4 magic jars right there, and apparently, according to Cat, apparently it's fairy here in Rando. Go west to find the magic jar, you think?
Just maybe.
And I did. If MiRai had gotten the hint for where the trophy was, I completely missed it.
Same here. And it's apparently fairy in Rando.
Yeah.
I did not catch the hint either. But yeah, great. Yeah, great hit. As MiRai finds his 7th magic jar, I don't think he's found Stonehenge yet. I think is the one he's missing.
Yeah, that's the one he's missing. And
even though he's missing one of the 4, he knows that there's a magic jar in the west. It's about the most useless thing of all time.
And meanwhile, traiLZ is in.
All 4 of them are in the west.
Yeah, and traiLZ is either 3 or 6. I'm not sure which one yet. And
I don't think we've seen
exploring it too.
No. I mean, why not? I guess try and clear both of these out and then just leave. Where is our 3rd palace on this continent? Actually, don't know if we've seen it yet.
We have not.
I know I've seen P1 and we beat it. I know we're in 1 of 3 or 6. I don't remember seeing the 3rd. If we're all the way up at the northern end of the map now, so there's not a lot. So there's only so much left up here. Otherwise, if it's not up, just somewhere up at the northern of the map here, it's probably on the sides of the map somewhere. They just didn't quite walk within sight range of.
I saw 1-ups in the drop pool. So
not that they need them.
No, but it's just reinforced the fact that we may not be seeing too much for game overs unless there's a glove block.
Yeah, but not much in the way of game overs given, their absolutely spectacular number of magic jars. 4 hard is fine, and starting with shield is good too. They're both already at life 5 as well, so they really don't have to worry too much about dying.
Although,
this amount of magic is a bit stupid.
Of course, GP may have something to say about that, but you know.
There is that, true.
Yeah, the Doom Knocker's not given much.
I think we're also missing one item key in the West as well, because I've written down all 4 magic jars in the cross. I don't think we've seen our last item yet. Unless I miscounted.
No, we did find them all. One Trophy Cave was a pea bag.
Oh, I forgot that. Right, thank you. So yeah, magic jars. Plenty. Yeah, Granny is not a problem. I sort of thought this ain't just kind of funny. Like, we've got 1-ups, we've got keys in the drop pool when they start with the any key in 5 lives. Not very helpful. Teabags are okay, if not spectacular. And then there's this one. I still don't know what pals this is, but we're gonna be seeming like it's a bit of a dig for both of these two. Right, that's a glove lock, stabbing in the air a bit, an annoyance probably. And I think traiLZ quit out, perhaps concluding that this place is glove locked. I'm not actually sure.
Either that or just annoying enough to just not be worth the time right now.
Yeah, and aha, there's the final palace.
And it's P4.
Okay. P1, P4, and P whatever this is in the West today.
And well, there's the item. And does the fact that this is a drop room, does that mean P6 or is that just inconclusive still?
Because of the flags we have set for room shuffle, I'm pretty sure it's inclusive still.
Okay, well, yep, that's P6, all right.
Yeah, that answers that, I guess. Hi, Barbara. Also, I think we've seen I think, unless we've just missing on the edges of the map somewhere, I'm pretty sure that Cave to Maison is our only way off this quest.
Yeah,
because we have now gone from bottom to top, all the way, because we started on the southern coast and we're now on the northern coast.
Yeah, so hadn't seen any raft spots yet, so yeah, Maze Island might be our way forward.
Well, we have seen both coasts, so it can't be a bridge or a raft tile because it's not on either coast. It has to be on one of the two, and it's pretty straightforward in the canyon biome to go find the two. We started on one, we found the other, and we're at the other end now. And then I don't think that there were any caves left that we haven't seen yet that could be a connector cave, so it's just.
So look at Mariah's foregoing Magic 3, looking for what I'm guessing is might be attack 5.
Seems like it. I guess he detects he doesn't really need much of anything to cast magic with, but okay, there we are, Magic 2. Or maybe not.
Or okay, Life 6 then, okay.
I guess he doesn't really need it. He's also like only 6 points off this.
Yeah, it's like
he's actually going to go back and fight this just to see if he can get the 6 points.
Well, you're going to get a lot more than that.
And okay, he's going to go for attack 5, fair enough.
Alright, so MiRai has the 2-1 gem lead now.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate
not sure that build out because I don't know what routing they took to end up in different places, but MiRai can leave 6 and never come back. Not a terrible dig for him, honestly. He's spent a few minutes in here, but 6 can be a lot worse than that was.
Yep, and MiRai also found the item, so as so MiRai really doesn't have to come back for any reason.
I think that's 79 Thunder for MiRai, so it went from 92 to 79 to 64. It's probably staying at 64 for a bit. But it's castable, so that's good.
Question in chat, what was the item in P6? It was a heart container. The first one we had seen today.
Yeah, because all of our items have been magic jars.
Yep.
The fact that MiRai doesn't actually have all 8 magic jars is a sign of what I noted as, so that you just never quite walk within sight of, a landmark just because of the way you path around the map, and he just had never got Stonehenge on his, frame of view, basically.
Yeah, and traiLZ finding Reaper Shark?
That's a Reaper Shark, yep. Item room here, that's the mini-boss Rebanak in P4. Does funky things because the sprite bank is a little weird. And that's a death, not that it'll matter too much.
Yeah,
fighting from somewhere or another.
Yeah, fighting Rebanak when you don't have downstab is always a wonderful adventure.
It is. The two can always do it, given the 3-0, but it isn't the easiest. We did, in fact, speaking of community rooms, faster one of the community rooms created by Aaron there, as he notes in chat. That is a fairy block from MiRai. You cannot go anywhere in that direction. But yeah, Reaper Shark is basically a case of limitations of this game and then what the sprite bank does with things. So in P4, it doesn't really... Instead of pulling the horse sprite, it pulls part of the Karok sprite instead, which results in that as I get another heart container.
I mean, not a bad thing. May not be what our runners are looking for, but you're not gonna scoff at having more health. Even under these circumstances, having more health is never a bad thing. I
mean, it's at least not a small key or a red jar or something, which they really don't need. They don't really need P-bags either, given their status of things already. But yeah, there's finally Magic 3 for MiRai. So Thunder should now be 64 room per my count. It's kind of funny. traiLZ has 8 magic jars. Even though Thunder still casts 64, he can cast it twice. Despite it being that expensive. Yeah, minimum of 6 hearts available in the seed. Possibly all 8, we don't know. I will laugh if we have all 8 heart containers sub 30 minutes. All 8 heart containers sub 30 minutes too. I think we had all 8 magic jars either sub 10 minutes or close to it for traiLZ. Seems a little stupid on that front.
And MiRai finds the Reaper Shark. With attack 5, fight will go a little bit faster. Wow, dang. As traiLZ finds Karok. Doesn't have enough magic for reflect, so it's just gonna take a quick death.
Unfortunately, Reflect is expensive enough. He has to. No, he's just getting bopped by Repo. So Karok is like, did he cast Reflect or no? But no, Repo is just Karok's just being rude in my brain.
Yeah, Karok's being rather huggy right now.
Just a bit, but it does take it down. Gonna take life 6. Pick up some experience here, and then it's gonna be Magic 5 as well. There's Magic 4 from MiRai, 5, 4, 6 already, and 4, 5, 6. Generous seed on experience, generous seed in terms of magic. They really don't have to worry about anything. Now, traiLZ is probably gonna leave P6 for later, and is gonna head back down. Well, I think he's not going to go to P6 presumably because he probably thinks it's glove blocked. I think, maybe just doesn't feel like taking it until later. But he is going to just head for Maze Island, knowing that this is his only way off the west. As MiRai finally finds Karok.
And Karok is being a little huggy for MiRai, too.
Yeah. Also, fun news, I spy a raft tile. And a bridge. So so we'll see if, because we don't know which one is going to take us to the east. Could be both, could be neither, and both of them take us to Death Mountain, and then Death Mountain has the other continental connector cave to get us over to the east. But that is something.
That would be an oof moment right there.
Also, this Maze Island layout looks pretty ugly because I think you have to go I think you basically have to take the longest path possible to get from the cave to the west over to that bridge. Like, you have to go all the way to that you start in the northwest corner, you have to go all the way to the southeast corner to loop around the map to get there, I think. Labyrinth did not generate a friendly layout, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially when you don't have the boots. And that was probably just a magic jar.
A red jar or blue jar or something, yeah. Complete junk because you can't see it.
When you can't see it, yeah. Like, even if it was a 1-up, we'd at least be able to see it.
But it wasn't. Yeah, MiRai's gonna find out that, yeah, you can see here how there's no way south from MiRai. Looking at this rather idiotic layout.
There's no quick way off of this island.
There really isn't. This is the scenic core of Maze Island. As you find P2 in here, I guess why not? You're probably hoping to... For Trails, he's probably hoping to leave P6 as a gem he doesn't beat and never have to come back to this place again, because this is a hike.
Yeah, like I say, you're already here. You might as well get this done as you go.
Especially because you really don't want to ever come back to this mess.
Yeah, because since at this point we now know that Grand Palace is somewhere in the east, if you can have any excuse not to have to come through Maze Island again, you're probably going to take it.
Especially this Maze Island. This one sucks.
Yeah, or at the very least, hope you find the boots first, just to make the trip a little bit faster.
I guess Patrick saying in chat, Trails needs to put the GP is the Valley of Death, otherwise he'll have a hard choice. I don't know if it's that hard a choice, Patrick. I doubt the Valley of Death is going to take longer than this hot mess of a Maze Island. Like, no matter what the Valley of Death looks like, it's probably going to be faster than this.
And we have, a 2-room helmet head, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty free, just a couple rooms in. We'll probably at least take a quick look and see if the item is in here. Don't have a glove yet.
Yeah.
Would like to never come back here, as noted. I guess, yeah, Patrick. Choice between Valley Death versus coming back to this place would be, maybe hard, not hard, but not fun at least. Yeah. There are some possible trolls, depending on things. I mean, both the Valley of Death and this Maze Island would be probably not fun messes to slog through. Forks galore here in GP past Helmet Head for Trails.
Well, I mean, this is P2. It tends to have a lot of forks. Even in vanilla, hello.
That's enough for Trails.
One nice thing about not having downstab or the glove, you don't have to worry about breaking that bridge by accident.
Yeah, there is that, true, because, sometimes you just don't quite manage to manage through things fast enough, and oop-de-doo. Also, in case anyone is wondering why there are link heads on the floor, because Trails is playing with the Aneru sprite, the Anerus have gotten replaced by the Link sprite. And where is that glove, Zero? No idea beyond Not on the west.
Nope. Very much not on the west.
We know it's not on the west, but we're still missing one item in Maze Island. We haven't seen the item out of here yet, because you're both still looking through the bazillion and one forks. And we obviously haven't seen the east, haven't seen Death Mountain. I won't be surprised if the raft is either the item in here or the other item in Maze Island, because we do have a raft tile in Maze Island, as traiLZ has decided that it's not worth continuing here. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe, don't think he necessarily saw a glove lock, probably just because this is P2 and there's way too many choices. That's a 1-up he doesn't need.
No, the screen flashed there. I don't think it would do that for a 1-up.
Maybe not. Chat, do you know what that was? That might be a modified sprite, actually, because of his sprite, and I'm not sure which one that is. First, that was 1-up, but no, that isn't...
From the positioning on the HUD, I thought maybe that was the raft of the boots, but I didn't get a good enough look at it.
I mean, they started with the...
Because it looked like it was somewhere in the middle of the item layout.
Yeah. Hey, Irene, do you know what that item was?
Oh, okay.
That's fun. I think that's a volcanic east. Yep. Life spell in Darunia in the far south. And that's not a volcano, that's just a mess, as MiRai's also decided I quit.
Spell in Darunia, in Naburu, rather.
Yep.
And, okay, that was the raft.
Alright, that answers that question, I guess. Freight swaps get a little confusing.
Yeah, because you see, the raft was right around the middle of the HUD. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye and on traiLZ's side, so I knew it wasn't the candle, but I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah. Alright, so MiRai's also just gonna take the bridge here. They both at least have the gem out of P2. They hope they don't need a glove or, trophy for fairy out of there, because otherwise, good luck. But they are out of there, both deciding that that maze of a P2 is not worth a dig. I'm not sure what volume this is right now, beyond it's a mess, and MiRai's decided I don't feel like continuing. They might also just be boots logged out of here, come to think of it. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like this is a bit of a stupid one.
And trails up A's.
Yeah. Oh, and Irene informing us in the chat that for trails, the 1-up looks like a snake, raft looks like a plane, boots are a snorkel, and glove is a pair of teeth. And chat confirms that the southern part of the east is boots locked as we get dumped in the northern end of the east. Yes, I guess. That's a hard required raft, and trails now having update instead of taking the raft tile has to go all the way back through that Maze Island.
Yep.
He's also gonna go take a look at P6 first.
No, he's not. He already passed by P6.
Or not? Where is? No, he got the heart out of P4, so that's not where he's going. I think he's trying to find a continental connector cave. Maybe not realizing he got the raft. As we get P6 here in the eastern and the northern half of the east.
That would have to be P3.
Or P3, sorry, I can't talk. But yeah, trailLZ, I think, is trying to find continental connectors. I know the raft tile was visible on his screen. I'm not sure he necessarily registered it in his brain, but it was clearly visible on his screen.
Yeah, because we had seen a couple connector caves, but like I said, I don't remember seeing like the other half of, like, say, Jump Cave or something. So,
I mean, it's a dried canyon, so none of our connector caves passages are going to lead anywhere useful.
Fair enough.
And we've seen all 6 items, all 3 palaces, and all 4 towns anyway, so it's a complete and total moot point.
Yeah, which is unfortunate for trailLZ, because until he heads back to the east, he has to go through Maze Island again. He's not going to be accomplishing a heck of a lot.
No, and he's losing several minutes anyway, just because that's not a fast Maze Island to get back through, unfortunately. I do think it might just be that traiLZ just did not register the existence of a raft tile in his mind. Because he's currently going a whole bunch of nowhere. We've pretty sure seen all the caves. Beepity beep for MiRai. Mercifully, this was not a 1 heart start, otherwise we'd be hearing this all race. And traiLZ has gotten back to Maze Island. Good.
Yep.
3320 for him. I'm kind of curious how long it takes for him to actually physically get all the way through this place.
Probably, I just thought of something. A possible worst case scenario. Downstab block in GP.
Oh, that would be... that would suck. Because that would require... yeah.
And then thing is, they don't have fairy or jump right now either.
Nope. Yeah, I'm out of curiosity just looking at traiLZ's screen to see... it takes like 50 seconds, or just under 50 seconds to get from the cave to Maze Island over to that palace.
Remember when I said no jump and no fairy? That makes that room very dangerous, but MiRai makes it through.
Yep. And no, okay, for him I think that might be a dead end. Yeah. But yeah, traiLZ is slacking through this place the really slow way. Well, it's the only way, unfortunately, but it's slow.
Yep.
I'm out of curiosity just timing how long it takes to get through this. It's the better part of 2 minutes to the bridge and probably an actual 2 minutes to the bridge. Minute and a half to the bridge, probably closer to 2 minutes for that raft tile. Yowp. And like traiLZ is taking a reasonably efficient route too. It's just there's not a lot of ways to save time. Yeah.
And there's the item, and it's another heart.
Yikes. But yeah, like minute 40 to the bridge, about 2 minutes to that raft tile. And there's a fried rock too. Yeah.
So we're gonna be looking for the flute too, most possibly.
Yeah. Oh, for timers, I was going off the one on traiLZ's personal stream, which is a bit off from the race stream. Cave to Death Mountain isn't where they want to be. Yeah. We might not necessarily need the flute because it doesn't have to be a palace in these flags, but
yeah, it could be P5. Yeah.
It also could just be a completely just a random encounter. It doesn't have to be an important one. With the flags we have. One of our P-back caves from MiRai. I didn't quite catch which.
And we got the blue Zalphos, and it is a P-bag.
Don't really need that one. Risen P-bag cave, thank you. Yeah, it could also be a Red Rock with a spell we'd like to have. We've seen Darunia, but we are missing both Dash and...
Jump.
Out of New Kasuto and Old Kasuto in some order, yeah. Or no, it's Sunken T-Back Cave. Correction, I'm zeroing again, thank you. There's a really enormous lake, by the way, there in the...
Old Kasuto, which has Jump. Which means New Kasuto will have Dash.
Yep.
And I don't think MiRai ever saw Naburu, so he doesn't have the spell, so he won't be able to get the second item out of New Kasuto.
Yeah, I don't think he ever physically walked within sight range of it.
No,
yeah, this big lake here to his left is kind of a pain to get around.
Yeah, because he just went saw Darunia, checked what was there, and peaced out. Ooh, but there's
a very free spectacle rock. Sorry.
Yeah.
With a trophy. Well,
I mean that's the fairy spell.
It is. You just don't want to go spend the 3 minutes it takes to go turn it in.
Nope. No, you don't.
And he's gonna do it. He's shaking his head down his face cam. He's like, "Well, I hate this, but
if you're gonna do it, might as well do it now, I guess.
There's
Although
he can still be able to get down stab here and never come back to the west as traiLZ takes a lava bath.
Yep, that is a very precise jump you have to make without the jump spell. Or dash, or fairy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's pixel perfect, but it's darn close to it.
Yes, it is.
And MiRai finds the grass tile's gonna find...
His 8th magic jar, 38 minutes in. traiLZ has had that for almost a half hour. Which says a lot about how this seed started. That is the wrong town, MiRai. Meet us up north. I forgot which one of the towns up north. There's a couple, but it's not. It's Rando first. Yeah,
that's the one. Plus, getting fairy, you can head back to Mido and get downstab while you're here.
That's what I was thinking of. But yeah, P3 for traiLZ. I'm gonna find his heart container. He is up to 6 now, and he's also gonna bail out.
So we've had 4 magic containers all in the west, 3 heart containers all in palaces.
Game seems to have a bit of a theme right now.
Uh-huh.
Here's Old Kasuda for traiLZ. Note that the Valley of Death entrance is just south of here. So that'll be their way to that. And this is supposed to be a crater, a volcano biome, but there's only one exit out of the... Or rather, the southern exit out of the crater is a bit busted, so that's why they needed 2 separate continental connectors to get there. Suppose calderas and volcanoes are supposed to have both northern and southern exits, or eastern and western exits, depending on the orientation. Nah, this one just didn't have a southern exit properly, apparently.
Alright, and traiLZ looks to be digging into Death Mountain.
Yeah, he's gonna find the spectral rocker right there. It does register. Hey, it exists on the edge of his screen. Hey, Starfall in chat. Welcome into... We've had 8 magic jars for traiLZ for half an hour. Where I just got his 8th a couple minutes ago. And, hearts galore too. They're quite fine for that today. They would like a pair of boots for this east, though, between that big old lake in the north and the boots block in the south. Actually, might be a sudden exit to the crater, never mind. It just that if there is one, it's boots block, because this volcano biome's a little funky. One of the troller things about this seed is you have to go through the longest maze island I've seen in a while. Hard required, you'll see it here from MiRai. Every time you go back to the west, you have to spend about 2 minutes getting through this place. There's not really much way to save time.
And MiRai, at least getting through one encounter quickly through Fairy Feet, though it took a couple tries.
Yeah. No, he took the wrong encounter the first time, I think. I think he went south instead of east.
I think he just didn't get the Fairy Feet the first time.
Yeah,
on the first
never mind,
attempt.
I wasn't sure. And Glove and Boots, not sure where. All 4 of our magic jars were on the west. We've had all 3 of our new heart containers were in palaces. traiLZ is missing both the gem and the heart container on P6. He dipped in, got a little lost, and decided to quit out of the place. And yes, this is an amazingly frustrating maze island. It's not the worst, but it's just long.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad when even the boots wouldn't help that much.
No, it might save you like 5 seconds, maybe 5 or like maybe half a minute, perhaps. I'm not sure. It's not. It's just a really bad layout is the issue. You can see it here, where there's only one way down south. And so here, by the way, this is not the full maze island. This gets you to the southern half of the east, which is boots locked, so you can't actually get up to the crater of this volcano biome. And I'm not sure there is a southern exit, and if there is one, it's boots locked. traiLZ is putzing around this. I think it might be a Caldera Death Mountain. He's not having a whole lot of luck with anything.
And MiRai deciding he doesn't want to get upstab, or at least not now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there is a southern exit to the crater. You can see it north of where he is, I think. But again, And boots locked. Where the hell are those things? Spell he doesn't really need. Because you can see this big old lake is a bit annoying.
Well, there's
Where I think
the
he
there's the water tile in sight. Can't get to it. Even, well, we don't have the boots, even if we could get to it.
No, but he just entered the screen like, really? He has just verified that, oh great, I can't get anywhere else in the southern half of this map without a pair of boots. Yeah, back to Maze Island for you. You need to go continue all the way to the end to get to the grass tile, which takes you to the other end of the east, because yay them! They need to traverse this entire Maze Island every time they go back to the west. No ifs, ands, or buts. You have to do it. And there's not really many ways to save time either. It's just you have to go all the way around. You start in the northwest corner, you have to get all the way out to the southwest corner. Good luck.
And of course, we also have here 3i Rock. We don't know what's in it. It could be something important. We don't know yet.
Because we don't know where that flute is either.
And meanwhile,
traiLZ
is still. MiRai heading back into 3. See, at least better has a bit more equipment to be able to get to make his way through this.
Yeah,
I don't remember what took him out of it before, but
me neither. I also don't remember what sent both of them out of P2. But
traiLZ found Hammer Cave.
I mean, we're running out of item locations to check. We're basically boots blocked out of the scene right now. As far as I can, maybe not hard boots locked.
Boots or flute, basically.
Although we did see there is a path south. We're leading south from where Old Casuto is, because I think that leads to the crater. So they might be able to get to the palace in the crater. But I'm not actually sure, because neither of them have actually gone all the way down there yet. So having the ferry means MiRai can now get through this P3 room that he got stuck at earlier. traiLZ does not have a lot of life, though I don't think this is his last life.
No, I doubt it.
Oh hey, hard ferry block Rebo, as that's a candle he really didn't want! And that is, I think that actually does save time on that update. He was in Death Mountain for a while. It would have taken him a while to figure out to get back out of there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dig.
Unfortunately for him, that was a bit of a dig for nothing, and now he gets to go spend another 2 minutes backtracking through Maze Island.
Yep.
And it's closer to 3, given the amount of time spending you have to also walk to the west, but yeah.
Yep, and MiRai burns the gem in 3, and that's gem number 5. Now it's just a matter of, is GP in the crater, caldera, whatever the heck it is, or is it in 3i Rock? Or is it in 3i Rock, or is it somewhere else?
It's likely 3i Rock, as that's a... okay, we now see the other side of that lake. Unfortunately, it's both useless and hard boots locked. Yay! Yep. This east is a huge troll, yes. traiLZ trying a different route through this Maze Island to avoid the area of the palace. I don't know if it'll save time, but he's trying something, I guess, trying to save a little time on this very, very, very long Maze Island. But we're running out of item locations. They've got potentially the palace in the crater. MiRai's now going to dig Death Mountain, which we know is completely useless on their Hammer Cave. Doesn't need a candle. It's going to get him nowhere. And traiLZ has decided to go back into P2, which is it's this or if it's a 50-50 as to whether it's P5 or GP in the crater. And if it's P5 and the crater is actually accessible, no guarantees, because if you haven't seen it all the way, then that's our only other outstanding item location right now. We've seen everything else. We've seen both items out of Maze Island, we've seen both items out of Death Mountain. We haven't physically seen New Casuto, so we couldn't turn in the spell if we wanted to.
We are still missing one of the item cave, one of the P-bag caves. We've seen the water tile, but
probably boots locked.
Yeah, we've seen the water tile. Can't get to that. It requires the boots anyway, and we've also haven't seen the desert item either.
Probably also boots locked because this East sucks. Anyway, Mirai's gonna spend a good couple minutes in here. I have no idea how Trails got to Hammer Cave. He was in here for a while.
Yeah, you had to get to the north end.
Yeah, I know it was close to the eastern coast. Unfortunately, that doesn't help because they don't have those boots.
Yep. And this is it. If he keeps checking from going to the west, he'll find it. Definitely took a lot less time than Trails took to find it, though.
Yeah, classic cave roulette in Death Mountain, and Mirai wins that one by a lot. Trails took, I think Trails took at least 5 or 6 different caves to get over here eventually, but it took a while. Fairy is in Rando. Trails, I don't think actually turned in his trophy yet.
Nope. Has the trophy, but decided not to turn it in before heading back through Maze Island again. Did he have trophy the last time going through Maze Island? I don't remember now.
I mean, he up-A'd after Hammer Cave, and I know he found Spectacle Rock before Hammer Cave, so...
Yeah, so he just decided not to go grab Fairy before going through Maze Island.
Yeah, that might come back to bite, given how long it takes. Given every trip back to the west costs you 2.5 minutes, basically.
Now the question is, does Mirai up-A after getting this candle?
I think he does, just because of how... Or maybe not actually, no, because he knows a reasonably quick way back that's not hiking through the series of caves Trails did.
And yeah, we can see our runner's face cams. Mirai is not happy right now.
No, I wouldn't be either. Just shaking his head. He's not happy. Trails is back in P2. I think they both left earlier just because there's so many forks in here and they didn't feel like digging it yet when they had other options. Or digging it all the way out. They spent a good few minutes in here earlier. Their first trips were Maze Island. But they're really low on options. It's this or go find the crate or go through the caldera and hope crater and hope that's not GP, basically. And is P5 really all that much better without a glove?
Though there is another possible concern. We don't have glove blocks in GP.
Oh, we don't. We might need that glove.
All it takes is one waffle room, and then we have to go item searching again.
Yeah, I mean, their most immediate progression's gotta be Flute or Boots. Flute for the other palace and 3-eyed Rock, probably, at this point, or maybe an item spot. But there's gotta be something eventually. Trail's deciding to bail out of P2 again as well, so... I'm still not sure. I don't know necessarily that they're locked out of it, or it's just they're just being trolled in the place, but either way, that's it for them for now. We're gonna get some important news from Mirai here as to what palace is in this crater. They might need... No, they've seen Old Kasuto. They're missing New Kasuto's the issue. There are 2 items in there, but New Kasuto's, probably boots locked in the south, I think. Might be 3-eyed Rock as well.
And just as a reminder, Mirai has knows where the spell is. Decided not to get it,
which might come back to bite as he's having a little fairy feet problems here. Trills is back in the south, and he is going to verify that yes, this place is extremely boots locked. Hi, P5.
That's P5.
Wow, boots locked. Gloveless P2 or Gloveless P5? These choices suck.
And even if you find Guma, you're not going to be inclined to go after him right now because there's no point because you don't have any other gems to place.
Oh yeah, Mirai does have already 5 gems placed. Shells only has 3. He hasn't beaten Rebo yet because Rebo was itself a rather serious dig and never got around to Barba. Shells never got the item out of P6. No, that was a heart container. It's the one he doesn't have that Mirai has. We were memeing earlier about how our hearts have been in palaces, so you find a very free Guma. Okay. Yeah. But we kind of don't want to find a heart in P5 right now because that means that P2 is our only answer remaining. I'm not even sure P2 is an option right now, given
So
that they've both bailed out of there at least 3 times between the two of them now that they just can't seem to find a way through two.
Does the cave south of P5, would that not go anywhere?
It might. I didn't quite catch if there is a southern exit to the crater. I think there is, but I don't know where that dumps.
I believe I did see one. I saw a path leading down.
Okay, that might be an option. I did forget that, but we don't know where exactly it'll dump us out at on the southern end of things, because we know a decent chunk of it is boots locked from, the southern side. It might be boots locked on the northern side, but we haven't seen enough of it to have any idea, because boots!
Yep.
I did forget that. Just, passing through the crater is an option, potentially.
And, traiLZ finds himself in P5.
Yeah, I do see a hint of a lake there, near the, just south of that crater, so that concerns me a little. Volcanoes aren't quite as likely to be boots-locked as calderas, but, the map writer just seems to want to troll them very, very hard.
Ooh, well, there's another Guma? Or was that Horsehead?
That's supposed to be a Horsehead. That's right.
Okay.
Got wacky.
Well, it's the item room. Let's see what we got. It is the flute.
Okay, that's gonna be Nukasudo or one of the item tiles on the Fred Rock spot then.
Well, it's something.
Or probably it's either that or go back through this or go to the southern exit of that crater because they're really running out of options.
Alright, yeah, MiRai is heading for 3i Rock first.
Yeah, I mean, why not? And yeah, traiLZ unfortunately is a bit behind, unfortunately.
Well,
still
I mean,
missing Fairy too, and if he needs it, is down a couple of gems, and we know Fairy's costly in terms of time to get back to.
And it's
that's rude, game.
Well, I mean, he does have the hammer. So that would be Nukasudo, wouldn't it?
I think that is a forest tile that looks stupendously funky because it's on a big field of lava. It is also not GP to note, so that tells us, yeah, that's a forest tile. It's now clear from
does MiRai not realize that he has the hammer?
He hasn't marked on his personal tracker. I guess he's not thinking about checking it for Nukasudo. I'm not really sure. Actually, I think it can be Nukasudo. I forget if you can get the double block like that, but Brain's quitting a bit. He also might have just been confused by the appearance, because once he went into another encounter and then came back out of that other encounter, the overworld reloaded, and he now can see it as a forest tile.
Okay, Chad is confirming that can't be it can't be hidden Nukasudo.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. Yep.
If it was Nukasudo, it would have been the town straight up, not the forest tile.
Yeah, and if he wanted the spell, he would have gone and taken that bridge because Naburu is in the farce because spell is in Naburu, which is in the southern half of that east.
Yeah.
So yeah, go take the southern exit to that crater or go to P2 again. The options. This seed sucks.
And
yes, MiRai's going back to 2 on foot.
You want to tell the audience who rolled this one?
I was just gonna mention you can play Melee for this one for a change.
It's been about 3 years since I rolled one. I still got it.
That's obvious. This map is ridiculously bad. Like, it says something that these guys, traiLZ is at 57 minutes and still has only 4 gems placed on the seed that was that generous at the start. And MiRai can go 2 GP when, he can go at least take a look at GP. You can't necessarily, he don't have a glove perhaps, so he can at least look in there once he gets there.
Yeah.
Problem is, can he ever get there? Is the bigger issue, given that, GP, given that, this map has been very, very trolly.
And it feels weird to see a, walking past a gem that's already been placed.
It is. But that's where they're at this point, is that they're just looking for stuff. I think this is P... Yeah, this is P5 for traiLZ, or pause for a second to remember which one he was in.
Yep, he had beaten Guma, but did not find the flute.
Yep, so he's coming back in here for that. And he knows, too, that he's really running out of stuff. I think they both assume that the southern exit of that crater is Boots Lock, which it probably is, to be fair, given what little we've managed to see of that part of the south.
Yeah, I believe the flute was past Guma. Because MiRai found Guma first, but then just moved on because MiRai doesn't need to fight Guma. Oh, okay, never mind. Chad's confirmed that no, MiRai did turn around afterwards. So some of these palaces are a big convoluted mess, even at the best of times. Especially when you're watching two different people going in two different directions.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, and with that, we're coming up on the 1 hour mark here. Happy 1 hour, everyone. It says a lot about how the scene's going that these two are not in GP at the 1 hour mark on the 5 gemmer.
Especially when one of our runners already has all 5 gems placed.
All 5 gems, Thunder Fairy, and Reflect, yeah.
And we hadn't even found a GP yet.
We literally have not physically located GP. It's a problem. And that's a game over for MiRai. That feels bad. It also said something about. Yeah,
no,
that's
not a game over. That's just
over. No, it's like I'm reading his menu wrong. He's just confused.
Yeah, you just wonder what the heck is going on here.
I don't blame him. I haven't been able to keep track of this P2 very well because they've been in here at least twice. I think at least 3 times each by now. They've been in here a few times.
Yeah, I think it was. He's probably. I think it was twice for Trails, twice for MiRai.
Something like that. So I have no idea where anything is in this place between multiple trips from both runners. MiRai's also very lost.
So for review, the item locations we have not seen yet, it basically just amounts to the desert tile, the water tile, one of the pea bag caves in the east, and the 2 items in Nukasudo. We have seen every other location, everything in the west, both items in Death Mountain, and yeah, and also the item in P2. That's the only palace item we hadn't seen yet.
Oh, Trails is going to go south here. There is a cave. It looks like we can see the exit just south of here, which is I think that leads to a very tiny segment. I think that's required to go through the southern end of the crater to get there. It leads to one singular cave, and that might be it. That's this east sucks.
Also, bear in mind, Trails does not have downstab or upstab.
No, you might not necessarily need them, but no, that's the thing is MiRai gives up on that.
But it makes traversing some of these caves a little bit safer.
It does. Zero, what nasty thought did you just have? MiRai is also back out of P2. I don't know what's stopping. I don't know if he's glove locked out there or if he's just straight up plain lost in there. But
there's the other
bag.
Oh boy. Okay, we might have something here. Still no sign of GP though. So I think we can confirm.
It has to be Boots or this, or in this or P2, because we've seen everything else, and we now know that Boots have to be our way around that southern part of the east. We've seen the rest of everything.
Oh no.
No. Actually, now I'm getting concerned. There's a known bug in the randomizer. We don't see this very often with volcanoes. We see this more often with calderas. But there is a known bug in the randomizer that if an item is that we've seen boots and Nuka Pseudo not be recognized properly by the logic, and you can end up with unbeatable seats because of it.
Oh no.
I might need to go check it. I might need to go look at the. We might have a problem actually.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
Because I'm actually getting very, very concerned because we just got a P back there.
So yeah, at this point, the only item location we have available is P2.
Mate, and they've both been in there twice each and have gotten an impressive amount of nowhere, honestly, there.
Oh boy.
But yes, I am actually opening up Z2 Edit now because I'm really concerned. If once I can find the appropriate locations in there. No, the seed's not busted. It's not a Nuka Pseudo. Well, it's not a Nuka Pseudo. I can't promise it's not in the other overworld items on the east, though. That I need to go digging further for. Which does kind of spoil me on the rest of this map layout, so I won't say it out loud to you guys. For the sake of things.
Oh dear, this is... What the heck is this?
You genned it. I can't even. You can't even blame me on this one.
I know I genned this, but I didn't think it would be. I didn't think it would be something that could be theoretically unbeatable. I didn't think it would be quite that bad.
Patrick's saying. Patrick's saying the glove P2 seems glove blocked, and if he wonders if glove and spell target trigger the same bug of the glove blocks of boots. That is possible, actually. Let me go see if I can't find the item in P2. Because I'm, this is concerning. This is gonna take me a while, because... Z2 edits... Whatever. It is good to know that apparently Patrick, who has better eyes than me, thinks that P2 is glove blocked, which is good to know, which might explain a lot about why they both... I couldn't tell if it was just they got lost in there or what, but if it's glove blocked, that would explain why they both end up bailing out of there a second time after their first sticks.
Whoa! Trails found the child.
Oh.
Which... Oh, what? And
wait,
whoa!
how did he get here?
Yeah, where was this?
I think I misread the map. There's a passer cave in the northern half of the east. These guys didn't take for half an hour.
Oh! Oh, wow.
It's in the northeast part of the map. It's like just north of P3, and I guess I just didn't take it.
Wow, okay. Well, there's the dash.
I kind of assumed I had to go recheck Z2 edit, but yeah, that's what happened there. Is they forgot to check the item in there. They forgot to check.
Oh wow.
Whoop-de-doo. Was it child in the spell? Was it child in the granny there?
No, child was in the desert spot.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, that's.
I don't think traiLZ checked the granny spot yet.
Okay, you can.
Yeah, you could check it on the way out. But that is the glove.
That is the glove. Yeah, I checked that in Z. I got there too. I did get around to that eventually in Z2 edit.
If traiLZ checked the first item, I did not see what it was.
Me neither. But yeah, there's our answer, I guess. These two just forgot about a cave. Whoopsies.
Yeah, that's a big whoops right there.
MiRai's going to have a spectacular facial expression over this one as he hikes back to the Valley of Death. Hey, Krista, welcome in. We just discovered that they and us both had a bit of a dingus brain.
Yeah,
I thought that was the P-Bag cave that they got. That was sunken P-Bag cave, not a pass-through, but I lost track myself. And MiRai, what are you doing now? Okay, he is moving.
yeah, he's wondering what the heck.
I am going to go back and find the item in P2 just out of my curiosity. So I won't spoil unless you actually see it for the moment or until we go to interview. Because I am curious what they would have gotten if they actually continued in there.
And it looks like MiRai's heading back to P2.
Which, unfortunately, we know
or maybe
it has to be P2. He's seen everything else.
And looks like traiLZ is heading back into P6.
May as well go beat this gem. I know Barbara took a little bit for MiRai to dig at it, but it is there.
Nothing has been said in the race room as of yet.
No.
It looked like he kind of was, but no.
I was wondering if he was going to type something, yeah.
And meanwhile, traiLZ is just... Did traiLZ already beat P6? Or did he nope out at some point?
I didn't quite catch it.
Nope, he still has one gem left to place, so...
Yeah, okay. And yeah, MiRai is confused. I think he's finally heading for this cave, and he's gonna feel very, very silly. I'd honestly forgotten all about this cave myself.
Yeah, I think we're all feeling a bit silly about that one.
One past the glove lock and was a dead end. Ah, lovely. For traiLZ, I assume. But, yikes. What a seed.
Although we know Barba's not glove block, but traiLZ doesn't know that.
Nope. P3 and P6 are both kind of longer digs, because we know MiRai cleared both of them, so he just needs to go do one of the two.
What do you mean? MiRai doesn't need to clear dungeon. traiLZ needs to clear dungeon.
Right, traiLZ is one. Yeah, brain quit. And yeah, MiRai is finally going to find this. And then he'll be off the GP, which is just north of here, and we can find...
Hey, go west to find... I bet I was going to say go west to find the magic container.
Which, you know, they've had since a very long time ago.
Okay, so the first item was just a P-Bag. Okay. And okay. MiRai's... Oh, right, because MiRai never got the spell out of Naburu.
Yep.
And that's bad, because that's where the glove is.
Yep. Alright, well, we're gonna find out if he needs it, cause, hello, 11221.
Alright, let's see if we need the glove here. If this is a quick TP, then that's good for MiRai, otherwise we're in for another rough time.
Yeah, well, immediate elevators, that's a waffle room, so not bad, because obviously MiRai doesn't have a glove. How many times did he send into Buru, Patrick? About 4 times, yeah, something like that. He made several trips. traiLZ is getting upstab here. Don't think he wants life spell out of here, particularly.
Not even getting upstabbed? No, never mind. There it is. There we go.
That's good. Yeah. This scene's kind of a bit of a mess, yeah. This is a great example. Even some of the greatest runners in the randomizer, these two are both 3-0 after all, not without reason. Sometimes stuff happens.
Thunderbird. Ooh.
MiRai just kind of making another hand gesture like, oh great, well it's part of this in the waffle room, so here goes.
Yeah, because you don't need the glove for this.
No, because MiRai doesn't know his glove is in Spell Tower. For all he knows, it's on that water tile or back in P2. Which he obviously, can't get to.
I'm just want to say, I'm pretty sure he knows that the spell's in Naburu. I'm just wondering why he never went for it.
I don't know. If this is the magical Zardax 1 in 100 gloveless seed, I'm pretty sure it's rather than 1 in 100 anyway. But yeah, that would be amazing.
Well, let's find out.
Well, no, that's a dead end, so T-Bird was very much not the answer, as Trails heads back to 3 as his choice. I guess so. Maybe I just know that P2 is glove lock. Good point. I think I might be mixing it up. I thought you were referring to the glove lock in P6 that was useless, Patrick. I might be losing track of things a little bit after an hour and 14 minutes of nonsense. Brain's a little fried. Thankfully, our palace colors have not been particularly eye-searing.
Yeah, thank goodness.
And oh yeah, Rebo should be clear for trails. It's like right past this fairy room. I remember that now. I remember commenting on it. Oh hey, immediate. Patrick saying his rings of Halafish too. Lol, yeah. Alright, so Trails won't be too far behind Patrick going into GP. Just a couple minutes. I didn't catch the exact entry time, and he has a glove, which could be good, could be bad. We do know there's that waffle room at the bottom of that first elevator shaft, which could be straight to Darklink for all we know. Or it could be a long chain of dead ends. We have no idea. No worries, Patrick. Glad to have you in chat. And Trails is in, and now Trails is gonna go trek back up, beepity beep from MiRai as he heads through this room. And more junctions! Lovely. Yep. Good. This is good for Trails, so there's a lot of options.
And we've only seen the one glove block so far, I think.
Yep. And yes, the only thing they need to do in GP theoretically is to find and beat Darklink. The issue is Darklink. T-Bird is not necessarily required in today. In fact, leads to an immediate dead end, as that's our second waffle room, I think, of this GP there from MiRai, which basically is a dead end for him right now. He can't go anywhere there.
So I assume that last junction there was both glove blocked on all ends.
Maybe I actually a little brain farting on the elevator he passed through on the way there, but might be. This is actually okay. The specific variant of the waffle room at the start is actually the emoji room specifically. They look the same at the start. Wasn't sure which, but same difference for Trails. He has a glove, so no big deal. Okay. That Jackman's variant is dead into the right and glove lock to the left. Thank you, Patrick, for confirming in chat on that community room. Oh, and actually, so they're down basically the same place.
You're cutting out there, but
Discord being stupid again. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they were both in the same place just now because that was a loop around back to that opening emoji room between the two because they were in the same place. They were in they were in just adjacent rooms at the same time, so that was not required. That emoji room, because that looped around, and I think.
And MiRai apparently finding glove blocks every which way, and is on his way out.
Yeah, now he really does not look happy at this point. I don't blame him.
No,
he does have a couple of minutes, some of which will be eaten by hiking all the way back through Maze Island again.
No, he didn't up egg. He walked out.
Oh no, he doesn't. But he has to go hiking. Sorry, no, it doesn't have to go all the way back to Maze Island. It does have to go through part of it to get back to that part of, get back to the bridge. Because there's still no boots. But he does have to go back, take the bridge, and then.
All right, to assuming he actually gets the spell out of Noburu this time.
I'd hope so.
Okay, yes, that looks like that's where he's going. Okay.
Good. Patrick saying in chat, missing the cave is excusable in his mind, but he'd really be kicking himself over skipping spells so many times. Yeah, MiRai is probably regretting that decision by quite a lot right now. As traiLZ, on he goes. What a mess of a seed. This is why you don't skip the spell, people.
Yep. Especially when it's just sitting there free to be had.
Yeah, because you can end up in situations like this. And since I think it's obvious, yes, the boots are in fact on that P2.
Okay, then.
If it weren't for that pasture cave we all missed, this would have actually been a problem seed.
Yeah, which would mean that the water tile would either be the last heart container or some other miscellaneous thing.
I think it has to be a heart container just because we've seen every other item check in the seed and we haven't seen that heart.
Well, I think in Max Rando it's not required.
Oh no, it could right. It could be 7 hearts total for right. Not
that it really matters at this point.
No, but I'll go take a look because why not? And we're pretty just chilling out here as we watch Trails plug through more of GP and Rise on his way back there. Definitely a case of what a mess. So this is 2 people who got very. The map render was made to be fair. This East layout sucked. It's also just they also just kind of did it to themselves in some ways.
Yeah, I got tunnel visioned into palaces and towns and item caves. Didn't think about the pass-throughs.
Nope. And that was, in fact, our 8 heart container on that water tile.
Okay.
Oh, hey! RCS in chat. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well.
Yep.
And yes, in fact, this is one of our newer sprites in the Randomizer, the Aniru sprite, created by Irene. Thanks a lot for that. Apparently RCS has been playing Z2R. Do you know what that stands for? Because I don't.
Castlevania 2.
Thank you. Well, he did. I mean, that's what I read about getting that for Z2R, because I don't know how those sprites work or how that Rando game works. One of our trails can't complain given he's almost out of health. And there's finally that glove for MiRai, who is just kind of like, great, well, beggars. Yeah. Glad to see you around RCS. It's been a long while since I've seen you much. Hope you're doing well. Glad you're enjoying Castlevania 2 Rando. We've got really, really loud. Well, the lead sucks, and the 2 of them also just, and us as well, admittedly. Think is spraying the map a bit. Here.
And not to mention that, you know, the item layout was kind of a mess in its own right.
There is also enough of that because he's going to ask if it wasn't broken. And yes, I'm doing pretty well. For those who are newer to the community and haven't really been around and haven't joined in like the last year or two, RCS is an older community member who won a few map tournaments, but certainly was he and Trails were like the two top runners of Z2R for like a couple of year or two there. We unfortunately our CS got knocked out rather early in 2021 standard brackets, and haven't seen a whole lot of him since. So glad to see you around again.
Yep.
Yeah, yes. Rando hasn't much changed since you were last here. It's a mess as always. Map Rando has done Map Rando things as MiRai gets whacked by his blue chicken knight there. Actually, a red chicken knight. Enjoying CTR retirement, yeah. I feel like this is a loop. I think like traiLZ has been here before.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're more or less following in each other's footsteps at this point. It's just a matter of who takes that right turn, that correct turn that leads you to Darklink.
Yeah. Yeah, I think MiRai it wasn't because MiRai's now taking a left out of that elevator to up that traiLZ took to get through places. Dick Shake also has largely retired, in the last couple of years. So shouts to Elendar, another runner in this Max Good Attorney, who's been taking over some of the coding and working on assorted bug fixes, including ones like where Nukasudo doesn't get included in the logic for some reason, and others. So hopefully we should see some updates to the Rando code post after this tournament, potentially from Elendar, to go fix some bugs. I know he's been working on a couple new features as well.
And thank you, CS Tutor 89 for the raid.
Hey, Tutor, welcome in. Thanks for the raid. We have a mess.
Yeah, it's started out nice. Had started with the hammer and the any key. Found all 4 magic containers in the west. And then we just took forever to find anything else, and Trail gets a game over.
Just like a really painful game over. But yeah, it's saying that we've been in GP for like 10 minutes total, tops, I think. We did not get into GP until well after the hour mark for these two on a 5-jammer.
Yeah, MiRai got there first. It was about, 120, 121?
Something like that, yeah. Whereas the glove spell tower, MiRai just completely and totally forgot to just totally skip the spell at least 2 or 3 trips in Nibiru, and eventually ran out of everything else to do in the game, including at least a couple of trips to P2, the only other thing we haven't seen, basically, that wasn't immediately boots blocked. Boots are in P2, they're just glove blocking there.
And not to mention, P2 is in Maze Island, which is probably one of the more annoying layouts in possible, just because there's no fast way to get through it at all. Because you pretty much have to go through the entire path to get from one end of the to basically from the west to the east.
Yep, because the connector to the west is in the northwestern corner, the connector to the east is in the southwest and south central parts of the map, and you have to go all the way around. And even with boots, it doesn't save that Maze Island quite much. I think it helps a little, but not by a lot. It's just a really, really bad layout. And yes, RCS, complete with the Neri rope sprite, includes that the ropes themselves, the enemy, have gotten soft as well with link heads, which is quite trippy.
Yeah, it kind of follows in the same path that Zelda 1 Rando does, because like if you use an enemy sprite, the corresponding enemy turns into Link instead.
Yeah. No Waterloo Tutor, less than a mountain. I think a mountainous Death Mountain. Yeah, Dry Kingdom West Mountain is the and then it's a volcanic east. Really stupidly segmented volcanic east. And I'll go stick the map of Maze Island from Z2 Edit in spoiler tags in the Z2R Discord, and you can go see it over there. Cause this is dumb. In other words, pretty much, yes. It's rare that I go deep dive Z2R to go look at a seed during a race instead of during interview, but things happen.
When there's the concern about whether the seed can actually be beaten, I think it's justified.
Yeah.
Yeah, traiLZ making some really good use out of that dash spell. Been zooming through pretty much every room that can be zoomed through.
Yep. I'll also go screenshot the eastern map and go post that complete with the marking out which connector cave troll these two and does so hard, because things happen today.
Yeah, and whoop, traiLZ finds Dark Link, and MiRai's not too far behind, but traiLZ gets there first.
Yes, he does. And that will be GG's finally at 1:30.
Am I going to get my seed rolling privileges revoked again?
You might.
And with that, traiLZ finishes in first place with an official time of 1:29:40. GG.
GG's.
And I think MiRai is about to find Dark Link right about now. Yep. It ended up being that close after all that nonsense. It was basically 2 rooms away.
Yep.
Yeah, and with that, MiRai finishes in second place with an official time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 35 seconds. GG. A difference of not even a minute. Wow.
GG's.
Looks like traiLZ is in the waiting room.
Yep, I'll wait till MiRai joins in and I'll tow them both in.
Okay.
And if anyone in chat who missed it wants to go see the Mizo and Eastern maps, just check them in the Max Rando general channel of the Z2R Discord. Yeah, traiLZ, MiRai's reaction to traiLZ finally got that was, thank God that's over, and traiLZ was like, you telling me? But yeah, let's switch over to the interview scene. Hour 20, 1:29:40, 1:30:35, 55 seconds apart, an hour and a half after they started. What a mess.
Mm-hmm. Well, MiRai hasn't responded about coming in for an interview yet.
He also tends to wait until he also likes to wait till his credits are over. So just
fair.
Let's see. I'll take Trails, I guess. In the meantime, not sure if MiRai will join us given this.
Yeah, I can understand the we were seeing the frustration there.
Yep. Oh, Aaron has a clip in chat for us, so I guess I'll go take a look at that now.
Okay, they're both in the waiting room now.
Excellent. Go to them in.
Before I race next time, dude, because
what a stupid okay, sorry, traiLZ and I were just talking.
Yep. Hello, should I be apologizing to you two right now?
Yes, you should.
I mean, to be like, I don't know, man. What a stupid race.
Dude, I forgot I had Fairy Spell. I triple dipped P6. I left P2 because I ran around in circles, and then I went back to redig P2 because I never found the item, and I got Glove Block there. I guess that's where the boots might have been, I guess.
Yeah.
P2 had the boots. I ended up diving Z2R just to make sure the seed was beatable because we didn't actually know for a while there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What was your hold up, MiRai? I was like, man.
You guys both missed that one pass through cave.
Oh, well, it didn't take me long to find that, but the fact I forgot that I had Fairy Spell, MiRai, and I double dipped P3. Like, I saw the fairy room, and I up and A'd and I left, and I went around.
Also, traiLZ, you sound like you're like 3 feet from your mic. I'm not sure why.
Oh, I'm right up on my mic. I don't know. It's just better.
You still sound like you're really far from it. I don't know why.
It's probably Discord using a different mic that you've got hooked up or something.
Might want to check your audio settings, yeah, because you do not sound like you're right next to your mic, I'll tell you that much.
Let me go check. Let me check.
Yeah, it's
But
anyway,
you guys did not find that one pass-through cave to that southeastern part of the east for over an hour each.
like it never occurred. Like I'm just wandering around like an idiot. I'm double dipping P2. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was glove blocked, but let's go back. And yeah, sure enough, it's still glove blocked the second time.
We couldn't be sure because you guys saw so many chip marks. We just got a bit lost in ourselves, and we also forgot that pass-through cave. So,
Do I sound better?
Oh
Yes,
goodness,
yes,
you
you
sound a lot better. Now I need to turn you back down because I turned you up originally. What you do? But yeah, yeah, that's a lot better now.
Sorry about that, man. I don't know. How long did it take you to find the glove? It took me like almost an hour. And then I was in GP for probably a good 15 minutes.
I don't know when I found the glove, but I tried to dip into GP
Somewhere
without
well
it.
past an hour, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest thing that held up MiRai. Do you have a reason for skipping out on the spell like 3 or 4 times?
I obviously, you know, it was a ridiculous play to skip out on that, but it was just like there were things that were still left, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back in there right now. And then I forgot about it at the very last minute. When I went through the volcano and I saw Risen or whatever cave that was, and that's when I saw a town down there. I was like, oh, did I not go in that town? I was like, oh, I feel so dumb that I didn't go in that town that was just north of Darunia. And so then I go back down there, and of course it's just Nibiru, and I'm like, I was in this town. This is spell. What am I doing here? And then it occurs to me, I'm like, wait, there was that connector and that pass through. And then I just left Nibiru at that point. And then when I'm on Maze Island, I stopped and I was like, maybe I should go back and get the spell. And that's that. That's history.
Yep.
I went into Darunia after I full cleared everything, got the kidnapped child, and like around like the 50-minute mark, I paused the game, and I saw Fairy in the Rudo slot, or in the I think it was in the Sorry slot. We either started with it or we got it really early.
Fairy was in the Rudo spot.
Rudo spot, yeah.
Yeah, so we got it really early, or we started with it, and
We got it early.
Yeah, you started
Or
with the
not
shield
early.
spell.
You started with Shield Spell. Rudo was a little later. You guys got Trophy on the east and Death Mountain, and that Spec Rocket had to go back to the west to turn it in at some point or another, but you guys got it like midway through the seed, maybe? It wasn't like an hour in late levels, at least.
well, I don't remember getting it. And then I'm thinking, okay, I gotta turn in the kidnapped child to get Fairy Spell, and the kidnapped child I almost had a full spell book. And I paused the game, and that's the only slot that's empty. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, wait a minute, is that the Fairy Spell? Like, oh my god, I left P3. I could have done that like, a long time ago. The east on this one was really evil. I thought I was boots blocked, so I was looking.
We did too.
Yeah, so did I. I mean,
We forgot the connection cave that you guys eventually took to get down to that southeast corner, so we also thought this place was boots locked. I'm not sure what I thought that cave was. It just didn't register in my brain as existing. So go be.
As soon as I found the Bonner pass through, I was like, because it was really out in the open. It wasn't like hidden or anything. It was there.
It was right there. We just forgot about it.
And as soon as I saw it, I was like, man, well, GG's. I lost the race. Who made it in a GP first?
MiRai did. It was
MiRai
about
by
like
a few minutes.
by about 120. But that was but he didn't have the glove at the time.
Yeah, he was in there for
Oh.
a few minutes, got glove locked left, and then you got in there. So,
Uh,
well, I
he
think you
might
got in before he got boots locked out, but you know. So you had to go
Yeah.
leave, get the glove, come back. And
There were a lot of ways to go without the glove. Had I been glove blocked
Yeah.
earlier,
maybe getting fairy blocked. Maybe by me thinking that I was fairy blocked was actually a blessing in disguise and made me find that cave faster. I don't know, because I couldn't enter GP, but I might have done the same thing had I not had the glove. So I might have been right there with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ended up passing by a GP with only 4 gems. So I still had 1 gem to place. Because I
Oh,
went
yeah.
into GP or I went in P3 and I full cleared it. And
Right. Oh yeah. By the way, P6 was clearable without glove or fairy. Where I beat that first trip through the place. Took a while, but he got there eventually. There was a heart container in it as well.
I friggin' went through that palace twice. And the
You
second
did.
time with the glove. And I got past the glove block and I saw a dead end and I was like, you know what? Screw this palace. I'm gonna go turn in the fairy. I'm gonna go turn in the kidnapped child for the fairy spell, and then go do 3.
And then
And
you
then,
get and then you get the life spell.
Well, I didn't. I paused the menu. I didn't even get a chance to even look at whatever spell it was. I paused the menu when I was getting upstabbed, and I was going to cast jump, and I'm like, I got the fairy spell. What am I doing? Man.
I think there things happen here.
Yeah, I left my brain somewhere else tonight. I was not thinking straight at all. But I need a
Apparently, my seats tend to do that to people.
I need a Red Bull. I feel like I've
Yeah,
got.
man.
I feel like I've
Shoutouts
got.
to that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I said I feel like I have 1 brain cell bouncing around. You know, like I need a nap after that or something.
Really
How-
worth it.
I bet it was a fun watch though.
It was. We got lost as well because this was a mess. Shoutouts to this Maze Island, by the way. How many times did you guys go through that each?
14. I don't know.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Silent,
there
that
was-
was
there was
awful.
there was no fast way through Maze Island whatsoever. Even if you had the boots, it wouldn't have helped that much.
Yeah, I mean, you would have hit the
No.
water and you would have been able to walk around. You would have definitely been able to walk around much faster had you.
Oh no, because you
Yeah,
still had to get from the
until
northwest
you-
to the southeast
Yeah,
to
until
the
you got like
southwest the long
yeah.
way. So.
it would have gotten you to the palace faster, but not much else.
Mariah,
No.
I walked Maze Island every single time. So if you knew you had fairy and you were able to fairy feet, just imagine me walking every one of those encounters like 5 separate
Fairy
times.
feeded it a couple of times, but Fairy was also, but it wasn't like the fastest Fairy for Mariah either. So you guys,
Yeah, I
you
didn't.
guys went through Maze Island that long.
I when I got the trophy, I just went right back to get it to Rando to get fairy, and then I never saw the West again, so I never had to go back there anymore. It was just back and forth between bridge
P2
and raft, bridge and raft, bridge and raft, and then that one other dip into P2 because I was like, I can't believe I left the item behind in the one palace I leave. And of course, it actually isn't there. So I'm completely baffled as to what to do at numerous times throughout this. Pull the flute out of 5. I found the item room immediately. I beelined just magically to the item room. Saw Guma. I was like, no, let's not do that. Let's keep going left, left, left. And found the item room. Got the flute. I was like, there it is. 3-eyed rock. Just a force tile. And I'm like, I have no idea what to do. I have no
I saw
idea
your
what to
face.
Dude, if you or I were racing Patrick or Level Engine with this seed, we would have got dusted.
do. Probably.
They would have smoked us, dude. We were like, this
Can't
shit.
believe this.
This
This
shit
absolutely.
It should have took us 90 minutes.
No.
It was a 5 gem seed. And the thing was, I kept on getting blocked in every single, or at least I thought I was. Evidently every palace I saw I could have done, but I thought I was blocked in every palace, so I like double and triple dipped everything. So like where you lost the cave, like I've you know forgot that I had the fairy spell, and I proceeded to like just full clear everything twice. Did you do Death Mountain as well?
Absolutely.
He actually found a faster way to Hammer Cave than you did, Trails. Like, Trails took the long way there, MiRai. You got up north really fast and walked right over, but Trails would take like 5 or 6 separate caves to get there, and you walked back out of Hammer Cave and back to the east. Trails spent so long getting there that he upaged back to the west and made yet another trip through Maze Island to get back.
Yeah. That Maze Island was a huge deterrent for me to ever go back to the west again. I was just going to walk around the east and Maze Island in that short little cut between the two connections. I was never going back to the east to the west if I could help it.
Did you ever get the dash spell?
I mean, right near the end, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. I got it like I don't know. I got it like around the 60-minute mark or something.
I mean, it was in New Kasuto, which is down past that pasture. Down
Oh,
in that
that's
corner
right.
I thought to get to. So yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was on the west. Yeah, you're right. It was in New Kasuto.
Yeah. By the time that Maze Island out of curiosity, at one point on your end, Trails, it took about 2 minutes to get from that cave to the west all the way down to that raft tile.
Yeah, it was a slog. It was definitely a slog.
Just to give you an idea of just how much time you both spent in that. 2 minutes. A little bit less for the bridge, but not by much.
I hate it when there's like such just play the seed like so terribly, but I guess it's great we both played it terribly, but ends up being kind of a boring race as everyone's just looking around for something and everyone's like, is this beatable? And it's like,
yeah,
man.
we were trying to figure out, okay, where the heck is this stuff that we need?
Oh yeah, MiRai actually ended up getting out the Z2R at around close to the hour mark just to verify. Are we sure this isn't one of those boots in New Kasuto again cases?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because I was actually getting concerned eventually. I was like, I maybe should go check this thing.
Yeah,
sees the glove and spell tower and goes, great.
Whatchamacallit? The thought passed my mind as well. But the interesting thing is, you and I both dropped the ball on different things, and we both still almost finished around the same time, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, less than a minute from each other. Yeah, that was crazy. After all of that, it was that close.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been really kind of interesting as a viewer to sit there and watch us both struggle, like trying to figure things out, and then watch us both figure it out, and then both end up in Great Palace around the same time, and both finish like within a minute. Well, it wasn't even a whole minute.
55 seconds, yeah. It was very close to the end. I was curious to see, okay, where are you guys going in GP? How many loops have they found yet? Where's that going again?
I just knew he was already in there, so I just took like, I don't know, I forget. I think I went standard down and right, and then I took the very first left, and I was like, all right, this has got to be the way to Dark Lane. And I ended up looping like several times and dying and gaming over, and I think I saw, gosh, at least 80% of the palace, at least.
You both did.
Did you not do Thunderbird?
I did do Thunderbird.
He did.
Okay.
I found Thunderbird really fast, actually, and then I found the loop, and then I found the elevator, the up and down elevator, and I went up, and I started to go around, and I was like, "This is the loop again. I remember these rooms," so I went back up, and I think I took another game over, and then I cast dash, and I just ran from the beginning of the palace all the way back to that elevator. I went down and left. But I even said, I was like, man, that's probably the way down there. And I went up and I was like, dang it, dude. I always lose. When it's a 50-50, I always choose the wrong way every time.
Yeah. That was an adventure for sure. You guys at least weren't too terrible on stats. See those decently generous with experience at the start. Shout outs to all 8 magic shots being available stupid early. Trails, you got all 4. You got the 4 magic jars out the west like 10. Like I think I had the 4th at like 10 minutes or something stupid. MiRai missed Stonehenge for a while, so I got that like 38 minutes. But had 7 for ages.
Yeah, all the magic containers were in the west. All the heart containers were Well, most of the heart containers were in palaces.
Yeah, it was very depressing, man. It was like, just give me the glove or the boots. I guarantee you, Mirai, if the glove was like an easy item to find, then you would have easily beat me in this race, because I totally forgot that I had Fairy Spell, and I thought that I was blocked, in P3.
Well, maybe not, because I couldn't find, GP was on the other side of that pass through that I couldn't find forever.
Yeah, that's true. When did you end up finding that? What?
I don't know.
Something past the hour mark, I want to say. It was really late.
Yeah, probably like 110 or something like that. Oh, you saw GP right there, and you didn't go down to Kasuto first? If you would have went down to Kasuto first, you win.
I didn't have the spell.
Oh, you didn't have the spell?
No, after I got glove blocked out of GP, I had to walk all the way back to the top side of the volcano, to the raft tile, to the bridge, to Nibiru for the third time, go get the spell, leave there. I still don't have dash at this point. Leave there, go back to the raft, go through Maze Island, go back to the bridge, through Maze Island, hit the raft, top side, through the pass-through, into New Kasuto, go to the spell tower, and there's a glove. I thought it was going to be boots into water tile is what I thought it was going to be.
That's what I thought it was going to be, too.
But yeah, and then after that, it was just like, okay, well, let's go into GP, I guess. I don't know how this isn't over yet, but let's go.
I was happy and confused at the same time. I was like, glove, well, where does that put the boots then? I was like, I totally forgot that Palace 2 was glove blocked, and then at the end, I was kind of thinking about it, and I was like, 1, 2, oh yeah, that's right. I was like, and 6 too. I kind of figured it possibility it could be 6, but yeah, I remember double dipping P2 and being like, man, I thought I might have missed something. I thought I might have missed something everywhere. Yeah, I double dipped everything.
You guys were in P2 a few times each. Between you two, your multiple dips and just everything else going on that seed, we honestly weren't sure if you guys just left because you guys found a zillion forks, or if you'd actually gotten blocked out of there by something or another. And Patrick eventually verified for us in chat it was glove black, because we honestly could not tell for a good while there.
Yeah, we're both able to identify that room from the right-hand side without going over to see the glove block. It's an elevator room on the left side, but it's a double glove block on both sides of it. So just to identify, it's the steps down. There's double statue heads on the steps down area. traiLZ knows the room.
Yeah. The going left, it was a glove block, right?
Yeah,
It was like was it a BGT room or was it one of those elevator rooms?
I don't know the BGT rooms specifically, but it's when you come up from the elevator into it, it's a glove block on the left and the right immediately.
Okay, yeah, it's got lava pits.
No. It's like it's got steps on the right-hand side. It's got double statue heads on the steps.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah, it was I was thinking either the BGT room or one of those.
But yeah, that race, the race was probably fine, but the seed just, we both played it like ass, really, so. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, this race, honestly, was like nothing. Whether you or I win, it doesn't change anything. We're both still in the brackets no matter what. It was just kind of like a race, just to race.
Yeah, I think if Patrick had gotten his third win, he might have been seed number 2 with strength of schedule and returning champ. I don't know, though. But I'm assuming that I fall into the second seed then. And we'll find out what the layout of the brackets is come Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know what that does. I think either way, I think you and I might get a bye, and we don't race until the second week. That's how it worked out. That's how it worked out last year.
I think that's likely with a 14-person bracket, yeah. Well, numbers are a little wonky to work with, but I think that's how that might work.
Well, guys, my girl's waiting for me. So, you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for the restream. GG's, Mirai. That seed was awful.
That was GG's.
Maybe sometime tomorrow, if you're around, we can do a casual race or something. to cleanse our palate of whatever the hell that shit was.
I think we're going to give Z2R a break for a day, to be honest.
Salty run back.
I did that earlier.
Hey, do you want me to roll that one too?
Nah, you should never be able to roll a seed ever again. After whatever the hell that crap was.
Well, I just have to pay attention to who's rolling it, and I'll pay attention better to pass-throughs next time.
I think there's a reason why I didn't announce that I was going to do it, because I just... And I did ask Star permission beforehand.
Yeah, it just feels bad. Just 4 pass-throughs in the east, and I'm like, I've seen 3 of them. Where's the 4th? And I'm like, oh, the other side of the volcano. Cool. No. And then I'm confused again, and I'm like, where's the 4th pass-through? Anyway, yeah, I'm done with this. We're gonna go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Not this.
Yeah, that was something else, man. Let me tell you. It's been a while since I've had some trash like that.
The thing is, it wasn't even trash. We just played it both so terribly. It was the pass-through was right there to help. There was nothing that cryptic about it. It was just right there.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
kind of trolling. The Eastern map was bad. The Base Island was bad, but also, yeah, you guys did.
Well, I mean, the
kind of
palaces.
do it to yourselves. We felt a
The
bit stupid on our end too.
Well, the palaces were pretty bad. The overworld was terrible, and you had
It
to
wasn't
take that. You had to take that terrible Maze Island pass through.
I mean, yeah.
Time. So I mean,
I
it
would
wasn't
call it a
like
good seed. But,
yeah, it's definitely will. On a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 2.
Oh, that start was way too comfortable for a 2.
I mean,
I say middle of the road. Interesting
was-
east. Terrible
was
Maze
a-
Island.
it was a slog though, man. And all the
Yeah,
I mean, between the palaces being trolly and GP was pretty bad too. And there was no like boots. You were blocked from getting the boots, so there was no like movement tech. You couldn't like walk around. If you had the boots, you could have walked right to New Kasuto. It was right
Yep.
there. It
oh,
was this
man.
little small body of water blocking you from getting there from the Maze Island bridge.
Yeah, we
So
noticed.
They blocked you from getting the boots on the other side of that body of water, which is pretty bad. And you had to walk everywhere in that, it sounds like you 110% of the seed just like I did.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing I didn't go get was the boots out of 2, just to see what was on the water tile. Maybe it was the 8th heart.
It was the 8th heart I
Probably.
dug
Oh my God.
Z2 edit for it.
It's there was nothing cool about this seed at all. It definitely deserves a 2. I think I'm being generous.
Honestly, shoutouts to this called. You don't often see crater volcano biomes being this segmented, but there were like 4 separate. There were like 4 separate segments on this one, which is just dumb.
I mean, if I would have remembered I had the ferry, I would have been able to like do some ferry feats to make the Maze Island a little bit easier. But other than that, I mean, you basically hit all 7 forced encounters.
Yeah.
Walking through Maze Island every
Yep.
time. So I don't know. This is definitely not middle of the road. This is definitely had some stank to it for sure. But hey guys, my girl's waiting on me, man. Thank you guys so much for everything. GG's, MiRai, and I'll see you in the brackets.
Yep. Same to everyone.
So I believe this was the last Swiss match.
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go lie down. Thank you and goodbye, everyone.
Yep. Yeah. You have a nice one, GG.
GG's. But yeah, that was the last match of Swiss Melee, so we'll be getting into brackets next. I know that TH is planning for a brackets reveal on Sunday, complete with a special announcement for another event coming up that he's been planning. So that will be good fun. Hopefully we get some seeds that aren't quite this. And And yeah, that'll be pretty much it. Thanks lots for playing in the commands. Do give our runners a follow, traiLZ and MiRai. Thank you also so much to Melee for being on my co-com, and to Klaus for doing the tracking. Picking it up partway through the race. Let's see, coming ahead on the CSR schedule, we do have a lot going on. Currently over on CSR main, we've got the Link to the Past and Major Glitches League Season 3 double feature from the Hyrule Castle and Desert Palace divisions, Norse Manny vs. Windfox and Yorick vs. Kaznode. Tomorrow, we're starting off the weekend bright and early at 7 a.m. Eastern, the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Multi-World Tournament Season 3 Semifinals Game 2 between Dad vs. Good, Bad, and the Shop Skipper. We also got the Majora's Mask Randomizer Stand. We also got, okay, let's go with shorthand version, a bunch of a regular set of weekly races. We have another Link to the Past MG double feature, some Skyward Sword of Wing Clash, some vanilla tournament restreams, a couple more Link to the Past Randomizer. We've got the Link to the Past Randomizer plus Spoiler Tournament finals games 2 and 3, and then more stuff. Sunday evening, I forget the exact time, we'll have the brackets reveal for this tournament here over on the Alan Heffley's channel, at the Alan Heffley on Twitch, if you want to go check that out. And then we'll have brackets coming up next week with restreams complete for that. But that'll be it here for us. Any last words, Melee, before I take us out?
Yeah, I look forward to the brackets. Should be some interesting matchups there too.
Yep. And thank you for watching all. Let's go see how NMG's holding up, and have a good night.